Hello, beautiful collective, and welcome to your daily inspiration and affirmations. And welcome to your release day. If your full moon was yesterday, then because you're on the other side of the planet, then today is your release day. So welcome. For those of you who are on in the northern hemisphere, then today is your still working on it day, and tomorrow is your full release day and letting it go. So, welcome in, welcome in. I'm so happy that you're here and I'm excited. I did separate the angel messages again today because today is our release day. I wanted to focus on what still needs to be released or what it is that you wish to be released. Maybe there's something that is still hidden that you might want to tackle. You still have time, even if your full moon was yesterday, you still have time to release whatever does come up. If it resonates with you, if you've already worked on it, then bravo, good job. So, yeah, we're gonna do things a little bit the same and a little bit different because the angel messages aren't there. And I have pulled three three different decks. They're all moon decks, moon related decks. I don't know if spirit wants me to connect to all three today. I'll allow spirit to guide me when it comes down to it, when we get to that point. So instead of using my own personal deck today, I also have this wonderful little deck of affirmation cards. Well, it's little cards, but a lot of them. So I'll be shuffling them in two different sections. And we're not going to get an energy card today because we do have all these full moon cards. So, all right, what are the affirmations pertaining to what needs to be released for the collective energy, please, Spirit? What does the collective still need to release? Thank you. What does the collective still need to release? Put an emphasis on what needs to still be released. What does the collective still need to be or still need to release? Okay, so that's two. And then I'm going to take the other half of the deck because I have little hands, so there's no way I can wrap my hands. I did try. I was trying while I was shuffling it, and it was not working out in my favor. So, what does the collective need to release still before the end of the full moon cycle? Thank you, Spirit. Got two. Oh, and they're all the same color. Okay. Okay, so the first affirmation. So it looks like time management might be an issue for some of you. So maybe creating some sort of plan, structure, so that you can balance your life a little bit easier. So this one is, I manage my time like a boss, and everyone wonders how I do it all. And because these are not handwritten, I will put them up to the screen. A reflective question you can ask yourself is, how do I consistently manage my time like a boss so that everyone wonders how I do it all? Okay. See if we can get it to focus here. Okay, maybe I'll go in slower. Come on, camera. There we go. Oh, come on, camera. You got this. Sorry, guys. I'm new at this too, so it does take some practice in figuring out how to get it done. There, okay. Oh, all right, I'll just say it. I manage my time like a boss, and everyone wonders how I do it all. So This could also be the thought, because sometimes we get stuck up in our brains and we think that we can't manage it, but this is an outdated belief system, right? So it's just about reorganizing our lives in a way that it makes it efficient and easier for us. And so sometimes just eliminating the fear or the belief, because there could be fear around change, or the belief system that we aren't capable of managing it all, that is one thing to consider as well. Now, the second affirmation is I own my daily progress. I own my daily progress. And then the self reflection question with that is how do I own my daily progress? And because we're having some focus issues, I'm going to just read the cards today. I am able to conquer all the challenges I am confronted with. I am able to conquer all of the challenges I am confronted with. Okay. Then the self-reflection question is, how am I able to conquer all of the challenges I'm confronted with? Okay, now the next one is, I love change and easily adjust myself to new situations. I love change and easily adjust myself to new situations. And when I read these reflection questions, feel free to pause the video at any time so you can write it down or rewind it if you are called to. Now, the reflection question is, why do I love change and easily adjust myself to new situations? So, as I was saying with the first one, it looks like many of you are feeling, at least, that balancing all of your spiritual life, your ascension path, your new reality, possibly work, children, school, whatever it is, with everything all together. And so sometimes we have to ask ourselves, like, are these just limiting beliefs? Because again, fear comes up into this. I'm able to conquer all the challenges I am confronted with, and I love change. So, what that indicates to me is that there are people who are struggling to accept the new reality and the new structure that has to come with that reality. Or maybe you're being pushed out of your comfort zone at this time, which many of us are, to expand on what we're currently doing, possibly starting a business, possibly putting yourself out there like I am on YouTube, and expanding. Or maybe you're already doing that, but you're being asked to expand your content or expand yourself in some way. Maybe it's a gift, like one of your psychic abilities. But figuring out a way to balance it all comes with creating some sort of structure and working through the fear as well as any limiting beliefs that might surround these things. So, where do these beliefs come from that are holding you back from actually stepping into that balanced state and eliminating the fear? Because fear is not there to scare you back into submission. Fear is just simply a construct of the mind that is showing you what you still need to work on and release. So it's there to actually drive you forward. It's there to motivate you to work on that aspect of self so that you can take the next steps forward. Okay, so those are affirmations. I pulled out my blocks deck again. Oh, you know what? First, we'll do our money magic manifestation cards because who does not want to work on that aspect? Everybody wants to manifest abundance and success and wealth and all of the good things that we deserve. Um, Yes, we'll do this first and I'll get back to that stream of thought. All right. Spirit guides and ancestors, please help me to tap into what the collective needs to manifest most at this time on Monday, January 13th. Thank you, Spirit. What does the collective need to manifest the most today into their lives to make their lives, their 3D lives, just so much better? Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so it looks like we got a handful here and some repeating cards. Okay, so I am all I need to be successful. I am all I need to be successful. Second card is I am a soulful custodian for money. I give and receive wealth. And now, what this means is that, even when you require assistance or financial or monetary um, things coming your way that you're wishing to manifest, when you do receive something, then you show your gratitude back by giving in a way that you can give back. So, um, one of the things that I like to do is I take a percentage of whatever money I receive and I'm putting it in a jar for the women's shelter because I know that they need a dishwasher, and because they resonate deeply with what I've gone through in my own experiences with domestic violence. So I'm putting money away for them for this dishwasher that they so badly need in their facility. And I also like to give back to the Veterans Food Bank. My grandfather was a World War II veteran, and so that cause is meaningful to me, and I know he's he's very happy right now. Um, that I'm honoring him at the same time, right? And his experiences in life and what he went through. So I give back to these two things every time that I receive something, even if it's one can of food, because that's all I can afford. Um, you base it off of whatever you can do. Maybe the percentage that I'm putting away seems small for this dream that I have, but I am demonstrating my gratitude nonetheless for what I am receiving, and that actually amplifies your abundance going forward. So every time that you receive something from the universe, especially financially, um, or even if it's just a smile from somebody and it brightens up your day, pay it forward. And that's how you grow your abundance is by being in a state of gratitude for what it is that you receive. Now, the next one is I am attracting abundant people into my life. Yeah, we have a lot of the same cards, and I swear I have shuffled all of these cards and like really well. So, the threads are kind of tying in over the days, just reiterating the same messages. So that's okay. Maybe we need to reaffirm these things into our life, right? I am attracting abundant people into my life. Next card is it is my time to shine divine. Ooh, I know I've ever pulled this card and I've had this deck for a long time. If I have, it's been a very long time, so that's cool. It's my time to shine divine. Thank you, Spirit, for that card. Love it. And all of these things are as much for me as they are for you. I am on the journey along with you. So, um, yeah, very cool. I love that. Now, the next one is money flows to me with ease and grace. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to set up my cards a bit here. Okay, so now I pulled out my blocks deck again, just for the sake of it being release day. So I didn't even get to ask a question yet. Okay. All right. They already know what I'm asking. What still needs to be released? What does the collective still need to release? Spirit. What does the collective still need to release? Thank you. I'll get a few. What does the collective still need to release, Spirit? My camera's moving. I have my camera set up on a little table on my bed. It's like a little breakfast table. Because then it's at the right height, but I am noticing it's moving as I am shuffling. So if that's making you sick to your stomach, I'm sorry. It's not my intention. Okay. Does the collective need to release anything else, Spirit? Is there anything else that the collective needs to release? I'm hearing flip it. Okay, I just flipped the deck because I have written on both sides of each of these cards. Ooh, I'm getting an itch. What does the collective still need to release, Spirit? Nothing? Okay, we're good. Okay, so the cards that I received are persevere and you need to surrender. So, what this is telling me is there are some of you who feel like giving up, throwing your hands up in the air, saying this is too tough, that you can't do it, that you're not going to make it through, that the other side is never there. Trust me, I understand. I've been there. And I'm sure you've probably heard a million times, like just a little bit more, just a little bit more, and yeah, it gets frustrating, but it's also disheartening. But what Spirit is saying here is that you need to persevere through it and let go of all of that doubt. You need to surrender any of that doubt that you may have about getting to the other side because you were built for this. You were built tough. You were built stronger than most people, which is why you're in this game right now, which is why you're on this path. So persevere. Maybe you've already felt that you've already gotten to the other side, but you're still, again, unsure. because you're not reaping any rewards yet. Maybe you've been pushing in your direction already and on your path, but you're not really seeing the rewards. Um, Maybe it is that you are needing to surrender control and have faith in the universe and let go of controlling or trying to control the narrative, trying to control the path so much. When we surrender to the divine, when we surrender it all to source and we say, okay, I'm done trying to control. I'm done trying to plan everything out. I'm done trying to be perfect. I'm done trying to show up this way or to people please or to, do things for others or seek validation through what it is that I'm doing. Or, it could be many things, but it's all a way of controlling. So we're being asked to not only stick with the path that we've already been on and are being guided to and picking up the breadcrumbs, like the crumb trail that the divine is giving us to get us into the right direction, but also surrendering the need to know, surrendering the control, and allowing for faith to take hold within us so that we can actually see the results. Because if we're not in a surrendered state, we're also not in a receive. I can't talk today. We're also not in a receptive state. We're not going to be able to receive our manifestations or our abundance if we are holding on to doubt in any way, shape, or form, which I'm seeing, with these affirmation cards in the beginning here about being able to manage it all and um, the change of it all, right? And understanding what it's going to take. We need to persevere because if you're living in this idea that everything is, now that you're on the other side, going to just go swimmingly and you're going to receive all your manifestations and everything's just going to be a breeze from now on, that's not true. You still have to work for your goals. You can't just sit on your butt and expect the universe to drop it in your lap. No, part of manifesting all of your goals is actually taking action on them as well. So it's partially you taking action and then you also sending out to the universe saying, this is what I want. I'm taking action towards my steps. And the universe then falling in line with that and saying, okay, let's make it happen, right? So you still need to understand that there is work ahead of you. It's going to be different work, though. That's the difference. That is something to keep in mind is that it's going to be a lot less of what you have been doing in your past cycles, and it's going to change because you're moving into a different cycle. And so, whatever stage you're in doesn't matter. Just be aware that there is always work to do. Always. So long as you're alive. It may not be as difficult as the last cycle, but there is always something to strive forward towards. There is always a goal or an objective or a manifestation or a creation that you are looking to birth into existence. So therefore, there's always work. And to make things happen, we have to also assess what we're still holding on to in terms of doubt and fear and change and balance if we're not balanced, and also whether or not we're actually living in faith that we will receive it, using the law of assumption to just, overtake that, like full faith in the divine that you will be provided for, that you are safe, that you will be taken care of. That doesn't come easy when you come from having nothing and you come from the very bottom. And I get that because that's where I started. I had nothing. I had nobody. I had no support. I had no income. It seemed like no chance of ever getting out of what I was in and into my own house. And look at me now. I am in my own place. I have peace in my heart and in my mind. I am getting myself aligned. I am creating the life that I truly want. I am putting myself out there on YouTube. I am creating content that lights me up and fills my spirit. It fills my cup to do this. So I am manifesting my own dreams by doing and taking action on what it is that I truly love. And I never saw that this would be where I would be at the beginning of all of this. And the person that I used to be at the beginning of all of this, you would not recognize today as me. And so you can make it happen. You need to persevere. There's always going to be some work that you need to do. And at these beginning stages of wherever you are in your next cycle, you have to understand that it's still going to take a lot of work. Even from where I am standing right now, it's still going to take a lot of work. And I still need to persevere. Oh, there's a bug in my house. Weird because it's winter here. um, Still need to persevere in order to get aligned with, accomplishing those goals and creating those manifestations. It's still going to take a lot of work on my own behalf to get myself there, right? So even if you get to the point where I am, if you're all there right now, then there's still work to be done, and we can't just sit as passive observers and expect that the universe just deliver us exactly what we want right now. Although, I mean, that can happen. But in terms of your manifestations, the big ones, then generally you have to work for it and you still have to hold on to the belief and the faith and surrender your doubt. And on the back of this card is confirmation. So I was staring at that the whole time I was delivering that message. So I find that funny. Okay. So confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's just get our self-care activity card because we're already at 27 minutes. So we'll speed things along for these next three card selections so that we can get to our moon cards. Okay, so what is the most supportive energy and activity for the collective for Monday, January the 13th, these spirits? I'm wearing my heart sweater because I felt all this love and energy and just unity today when I woke up. And then when I tapped into the collective energy for today, it was like, wow, beautiful, beautiful energy today. What's the most supportive? Oh, there it is. Ooh, I got the goosebumps. um, okay, so the card is travel. So for those of you who feel the urge or the push to go somewhere, maybe you want to go somewhere to do your releasing ritual that I talked about in the full moon and Cancer video. Maybe you want to travel somewhere special to do that, or get out into nature to do that. Maybe you just feel the urge to get outside and go for a walk. Travel can mean many different things. Maybe you feel the urge to travel and see somebody or go do something, right? Um, Maybe it's just light travel within your city. Maybe you feel the urge to go and explore different things that you've not really paid attention to, because often that's the case when we live in our own city. We don't really attend the tourist attractions, so to say. So maybe you just feel like getting out and doing something, or perhaps you're planning a trip, an actual vacation. So this card can also indicate the joy and the excitement behind taking a trip or planning a trip, putting plans into motions and talking about um, goals and things like that that might resonate with some of you that you're wanting to travel somewhere. Maybe you're feeling like your soul is being called to a different area. So perhaps today is the time to start looking at that place, researching it, finding out about it. What is the culture like? What's the environment like? What unique things are, different about that place than where you are currently? What would you need to pack if you went there? Start envisioning yourself there, and that also helps you to manifest it, right? Like if you're getting into the finer details, like what do I need to wear if I go there? What is the best time of year to go? What language do they speak if it's overseas? What kind of food do they eat? Even just sometimes if you live in a bigger country, even just going across the country to different places in the country can be bleh, can be a completely different and unique experience culturally. And so travel can mean many things. And it could also indicate, for those of you who did not resonate with any of those, that you should focus on traveling inwards or astral projection. So maybe you're being asked to look at your astral body and how to actually travel astrally. So perhaps your guides are guiding you to explore that. For those of you who that doesn't resonate, you may be asked to go on an internal journey within yourself and to travel inwards in meditation. So, yeah, I think that's all the streams that are coming through here. Yep, I just got goosebumps. So, okay, let's move on to um, actually let's get a spirit message first. All right, so what is the collective needing to release at this time? Oh, I'll take that one since it flipped. Okay, it says, if you are noticing changes within yourself, it's because you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending, and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. Aw. Okay, so going back to the doubt, I do feel like there is some doubt surrounding this. And camera. I do feel like there's some doubt surrounding this, and I get that because when you've been through a lot of different challenging experiences, I'll take advantage of this now. Challenging experiences in life that have taught you maybe not to trust, especially these last cycles, which have been quite painful for many of us. Um, and I went through this myself, so I can speak to it. There may be this lack of feeling that you can trust what's coming next. And what the universe is asking you is to let go of that because what is coming in your future is nothing like your past. And so that it's okay to let go of that. If you're still in the thick of things, maybe you're not out of these situations, you're moving into just getting out of these situations, that's your next cycle, then this card will resonate differently for you and trust the process, right? It takes time to get from point A to point B. However, for those of you who are further along your journey, you may be holding on to a lot of doubt still as to whether or not this is going to work because you're not seeing that, right? You're not having that reflected back to you, and it can't be reflected back to you because so long as you're holding on to doubt and the disbelief that life is ever going to get better, or that you'll never be provided for, or that you're always going to be struggling, then you will continue to be that because you're manifesting your reality every single second with every thought, every feeling, every action that you take, every fear that you fear, every emotion that you feel. If doubt creeps in there, and you start to feel any of these emotions, then you still have work to do on those things in order to get into that alignment so that things just come to you when you manifest them, right? So doubt really can trigger us because we've just come from or are still coming from situations that have proven to us that we can't trust anybody, that we can't trust anything. But this whole journey is to learn how to trust in source, to trust the divine, to trust our own intuition and the guidance we're receiving from our ancestors and our loved ones and all of our spirit team, the angels, the ancestors, the ascended masters, the fairy, the fae, the dragon spirits, the elements, the elementals from Gaia, from pretty much everything around us, even our galactic star family. So I think what you're being asked here, no matter where you are on your path, is to really have faith, not only in the divine plan, but in yourself, that you're fully capable of letting go of the past so that you can step up into the next levels of your existence and shed all of those old versions of yourself. It's okay to let them go, right? It's okay to step into your new beginnings, no matter where you are on your path. If you're at the start, or you're where I am, or you're much further along than I am, then it's okay to let those past versions of yourself go with compassion, love, forgiveness, and understanding. And hold strong. Keep that faith alive in your heart, because as soon as you begin to doubt, then you stop your manifestations from coming true. You stop your dreams dead in their tracks because you're signaling to the universe that you no longer believe that that can come to you or that that can happen or that you can find love again or that you can trust. But all of these are just emanations or echoes of what you experience in your internal world. So if you are experiencing doubt, you are experiencing fear, then these are things that you need to address and release within yourself this full moon. Okay? All right. Spirit guides and ancestors, and all those who love me and the collective. What is currently blocking the collective or that they need to let go? Okay. Yeah. So this resonates deeply based on what I was just talking about. So this card says, love your life with both feet in. And I'll take advantage of the blurriness of the camera in a second here. Commit fully to being here. Okay. So again, this just touches base on exactly what I was talking about, which doesn't surprise me because that doubt means that we have one foot in the path going forward, but we still have one foot in the past, which is filled with fear and emotions and doubt, holding us back from actually aligning with the path itself. So you're being asked here to take a leap of faith and to surrender your fears and your doubts. Just because you have fear doesn't mean that's who you are. It shouldn't limit you. You shouldn't allow it to limit you. You should just do it anyways, right? And commit fully to your path. So committing fully to your path is not just about the path itself, but it's about the journey to your path. And it's not always enjoyable. Everybody always says, you know, and the enjoyment of how it unfolds. But in the beginning, until you have this level of understanding, you're going through a lot. You're going through a lot. Like you're going through your whole life. You're going through the experience of separation from everything and everyone that you used to know in many cases. And so it's not always easy in the beginning. And there's a lot of trust issues around that, right? So I get it. But you are being asked to take that leap of faith, to jump in with both feet and to surrender your past and detach from the emotions and the experience of your human experience. All of the experiences up until now have shaped you, and there are lessons to be found within them and integrate within you. And so really what source is asking you is to like have that faith. To have that faith fully means to let go of that past, to let go of the hurt and the mistrust that all of those experiences caused you to feel and are still causing you to fear, to work through why you still have attachments to that fear or to those experiences emotionally so that you can fully commit to the presence of who you are becoming in this world, on this planet. You're being asked to step into your full soul self, into your purpose. And you may not know your whole purpose, and that can cause fear too. I get it. um, it can cause fear not to know what your purpose fully is and to follow that breadcrumb trail, especially if you've followed breadcrumbs your whole life. If that's what you've received, then that can be really scary being asked to trust in the divine breadcrumbing that you're getting. That threw me off for a long time. It was like, no, you give me the plan or I'm not doing it. That's my stubborn nature coming through. Um, but the divine isn't here to screw us over. The divine does not want to hurt us. The divine just wanted you and me to find our way home to ourselves. We had to reach that breaking point in order to turn inwards and start to heal ourselves and to find our connection with source. And so you, like everybody else, won't be shown the whole thing because it would create too much confusion. It would create more surging of fear and limitations and old beliefs and things that would get in your way. And so the reason why you're given little bits at a time is to get you to work on yourself little bits at a time so that you can overcome. It's really hard for most people to overcome massive amounts all at one time. And so you're given this breadcrumb trail, shown a little bit and a little bit every time that you reach a certain level and you're ready for it. If you were given the whole view all at one time, you wouldn't be ready for it, and it might actually scare you back into the ways that you used to be. And so having trust and faith and committing fully to the experience of being here, the good and the bad, that's a perception, right? And how you, like what meaning you give to an experience is based off your perception. And that's why it's important to detach from the human experience and see yourself as separate from it. See yourself as a separate being now than your experiences in the past. And it takes detaching emotionally by healing those emotions, by feeling them, healing them, and digging deep within yourself, right? But that does not mean that we should not trust and that we should not be present and that we do not have this beautiful purpose that lies ahead of us because really we do. Each and every one of you who is online right now, who is hearing this message, I have goosebumps, who is hearing this message right now, you have been divinely guided here for a reason. You have come online and awoken at this very special time in the Earth's evolution for a big purpose. And you are needed. You are so needed right now. So please don't give up on yourself. Have faith in yourself above all else. And then have faith that the universe, as you align the universe will provide for you, will take care of your needs. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have three decks here. I have the Spirit de la Lune deck. I know there's another Moonology deck out there, but this is a different one. The Moonology deck. Okay. And then the Moon deck. Okay. So I'm actually going to ask you, the collective. It seems really blurry still. Oh, maybe it's just me. It's a bit further away from me today. My eyes are not as sharp as they used to be. Okay, let me just tap into the collective and see which deck is preferred. I'm hearing Moonology. Okay, okay, okay. And you may want more cards, so we'll see. Okay, so Spirit, what does the collective need to release at this time on Monday, January 13th? What does the collective need to release at this time? What does the collective, oops, whoa, that was way too many cards, Spirit. What does the collective need to release at this time? I've noticed just over the last few, because I haven't been doing this very long, I'm starting to find my footing and I'm starting to feel more comfortable. And I noticed some things that I could improve upon after yesterday's video. So um, I've implemented that into this video to create better content because that's what it's about, is getting the message out properly. And I feel like yesterday I kind of skimmed over the beginning stages and didn't really tie it all together. So um, I'm doing it as I go instead. That's the new change. It's all about assessing where we're at and seeing if there's room for improvement. All right. These are big cards in my tiny hands. Spirit, what does the collective need to release? Please and thank you. And we'll have a card to describe what the collective needs to release for Monday, January 13th. Thank you. Whoa, okay, there it is. Okay, and we'll get one more. Oh, I just heard no. Okay, okay. Which deck next? Spirit de la Lune. Okay, and I'll go over these cards once I have some of these ones out first. Okay, Spirit, what does the collective need to release? Whoa, okay, there they are. Thank you, Spirit. Mm, yeah, these all very much tie into what I was just talking about. And do we want collective? Do we want a card from the moon deck as well? Okay, I'm hearing no and yes. Okay, how many people? Is there more people who actually want one of these cards? Is the majority yes? Is what I'm trying to ask? The majority is no. Okay. All right, so we'll leave that deck behind today. So the first card that we have from the Moonology deck is the Ring Around the Moon Protection. And it's a full moon. Look at that. Perfect. Really pretty cards too. And then from the Spirit de la Lune, which is French for Spirit of the Moon, for those of you who do not speak French, we have the Achiever. These are gorgeous cards too. Capricorn energy. And then we have Preparation, and this is the Planting Moon. See if I can get it to focus. There. Okay, so again, it really does just touch base on everything that we've talked about. Um, so with protection, this feeling of being unsafe, if you put all your faith in the direction of source and being provided for, and I mean, now having this understanding that you still have to put in effort in order to get what it is that you need in life, right? To have your basic needs met, then you have to still continue your alignment process. You have to continue to take steps towards it, and you have to take steps towards the manifestations that you want, right? But um, it does touch base on the fact that a lot of you are still feeling that fear, or you're feeling unprotected, you're feeling unsafe. And this card is a sign from the universe to tell you that you are protected. So long as you stay on your divine path and you take that leap of faith and put all your trust into it, you will receive divine protection. So no matter what it is that you're experiencing, you are receiving that divine protection, but you're being asked to align with it. And sometimes that means purging old ways of being, old habits, old beliefs, old ways of thinking, fear, constructs of the mind, and start putting a lot of faith into what it is that you're doing. Because a lot of times we're just not trusting in our own selves, right? I'm going to take a drink of water here. Hmm. I'm looking over into my living room because I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. Pretty sure that was a spirit moving through. Big black mass. One thing that I have learned over time is that the more I channel, the more energy is drawn into my space. And you may experience this too as you open up your gifts. The more you tap into your own psychic abilities and gifts, the more your light shines because those who have passed on the other side see that, oh my gosh, there's somebody who can actually hear me. There's somebody who can actually talk to me. And often is the case that they are drawn to that light, whereas they don't understand that, like there's boundaries because they're deceased. So it's up to you to actually enforce boundaries. That's why I do a lot of clearing work. That's why I do a lot of energetic clearing, rebalancing, um, saging, even just incense, burning candles, using sound to clear. I do a lot of clearing and I do a lot of energetic boundaries around my property as well, so that the activity is lower. Because I learned back in the day when I first started tapping into these gifts that if you don't do that, then you have a lot of things happening in your house, like things moving and things knocking and things falling and things that should never fall, and no reasons for it. It's because you're creating a lot of spiritual energy around you, and you're already at this point like a high vibrational being. So things are attracted to that. And you need to be aware of that when you start getting into your own gifts. If you start noticing a lot more activity in your house, then it's time to really reinforce energetic boundaries. It's nothing to be afraid of. Again, fear actually attracts darkness. And so eliminating fears before really getting into your psychic abilities and gifts is really important. And as things do show up, then don't be scared. Often it's just people who are deceased who are trying to get a message through. And then you need to set boundaries with people who have passed away as well. But energetic boundaries to protect yourself, your home, your children, anything, right? Yeah, I thought I would make mention to that because it came to my mind. So for some of you, that must be resonating. Okay, so this card, the Achiever. Okay, so I do see some threads with this in the beginning, where it could go two ways. Maybe you're having difficulty in conquering all of the challenges that you're being confronted with at this time. Or it could be that you are trying to overachieve. You're overgiving to somebody or a situation. And on the other hand, it could also indicate that you need to put more effort into achieving your goals because we're talking about several different things here, although they all tie together. These are three different threads of consciousness that I'm getting, three streams of consciousness that we've kind of touched base on. So for some of you, persevering towards your goals is what's being asked, and you need to put more effort into achieving these goals. For some of you, maybe you're putting in too much effort and you're not putting enough effort into self care or managing your 3D life in balance with what it is that you're going through or trying to achieve. And then for some of you, it's just these limited beliefs about what you can achieve. Or maybe you're not even sure you've placed limitations in your mind based on, you know, the vast empty void that you've been in for so long that you're not even sure what to ask for, what to manifest, and what you should dream for. And so that's why it's really important to follow that little spark within you and do things that light you up, even if they don't even seem related, because it's in those moments that you receive insights and downloads and information because you're in that flow state. When you're living in joy or you're doing something that you really love and you find fulfilling, you're actually in a channeling state and you're channeling. And so that's why these insights and things can come through really easily because you're connecting to your inner child at that point and you're facilitating the awareness of your next steps. Or you might just get a little inkling to do something. And so follow that. That's the breadcrumb trail that we're talking about right here. The other thing is preparation. So, two things here that I'm getting with all of this, especially with the achiever. If you are an overachiever, an overgiver, then you are also a over planner. If you have grown up in a family situation or dynamic that was completely chaotic, unreliable, you never felt safe, you never felt grounded, and that you were always having to look over your back or take care of yourself or even take care of others, then chances are you are putting too much into the plan itself and you're not actually taking action on that plan. So if you are putting too much into the planning and envisioning and too many details or just spending too much time on that and being a perfectionist, but you're not actually taking action on the plan because perhaps that's creating, it's eliciting fear in you and it paralyzes you. So that's that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response, and that would be the freeze response. So in this situation, then you're being asked not to put any more effort or to balance out the effort that you're putting into the preparation. You've probably done too much at this point, and to start taking action on whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, on your goals and your dreams, or just even the next step. And so that might come with surrendering control, because you need to surrender. And so that, especially if you're over preparing or over achieving, putting too much effort in, then this is a way of trying to control your environment. And it's time to surrender that and let it go, and just put more trust into the path that's unfolding in front of you. For others of you, the preparation card is to signify the next stage in your evolution, in your journey. And so needing to perhaps put more effort into preparing. So if you've been doing a lot of the work internally on yourself, and you've been doing like drudging through the trenches in order to get yourself prepared for this next stage, then you're being asked to now begin the next stage, which is preparing the life that you want. So, preparing the manifestations, preparing the next steps, preparing, like taking some action based on the logical stance, not just the dreamy stance, but the logical stance mixed with that dream state, right? So it's all about finding the balance for you and taking the middle path so that we're not going from one extreme to the other. And you could be asked at this time to prepare a little bit more, because maybe you have this idea, but it's not tangible enough. Everything that we create needs some sort of tangible, actual plan as well. And yes, the details will likely change because we're not in control of how it unfolds. We just put the manifestation out there and create the plan. And then the universe says, okay, well, I get a general idea of what you want, and here we go. You take action on it. You take steps towards creating that, and the universe will open the opportunities for you so that you can decide, like, is this an opportunity that I want to take or not so much? Maybe I want to tweak that a little bit and then, go in that direction. But just know that whoever this is resonating for on either side, you are protected. You do need to surrender that control on either side. It doesn't matter which spectrum you're on. You do need to surrender control in order for this to work out. In order for you to fully close these cycles, these are things that you're being asked to release or to work on. All right. So hopefully these messages resonated with you. If some of the information does not resonate with you, do not force it to fit. Leave it for whoever it is meant to find. If the messages do resonate with you, love to hear about it. Drop a comment if you'd like. And otherwise, if you're new here, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. I will talk to you all in the next video. I love you very much. Happy release day. Bye.